Hello everyone. Blink and all of a sudden the Premier League is back. We love it, don't we? We love it. As football fans, we can't get enough of it. But listen, this match this weekend, another London derby, and this time away from home at Crystal Palace, who are having a bit of a difficult time, as we know. Sitting right third from bottom of the Premier League, but actually not playing particularly badly, just not scoring goals. And for me, I'm thinking that could be the icing for us in terms of getting a clean sheet, something that's eluded us quite often, certainly in the Premier League and certainly away from home. But could this be the one where we get that opportunity to come away with all 3 points and with not conceding? I'm hoping so. My match prediction that I did for Dave, the Irish Hotspur, is 2-0. I'm going to stick with that. A lot of people calling out sort of 2-1s and 3-1s and that sort of stuff, not seeing us not conceding, but just got a feeling. Could this be the one? They're obviously struggling from goals. Eddie Nketiah's not having the best of times, and I'm hoping that continues. I'm hoping that he's, putting it in row Z as opposed to the back of the net. But you never know. Listen, all teams in the Premier League deserve to be in the Premier League. They've got there on merit, and it's a really difficult league. Every team can, on their day, beat any team. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. No one was expecting Bournemouth to beat Arsenal, but they did. So it just kind of goes to show that these results come along. I mean, we had a really difficult time against Leicester, and yet Nottingham Forest brushed them aside. So it just shows you that there is real competition out there in these games. So I think that the big call out from our point of view is who's going to play on the left hand side. I think we've all been talking about that. I think that's probably the only change that Angie's going to make from the West Ham game. I think Maddison probably comes back in. I think he comes back in after showing a good performance. I mean, a good performance in the West Ham game, but good maturity and leadership in the AZ game. I think he deserves his opportunity to be back in there. He is the guy that provides that little bit of magic, created more goal-scoring opportunities than anybody else last weekend. So, he deserves to still be in there. He is one of the main leaders in the team, in the squad. I think probably Basuma comes back in with Bentancur playing the match on Thursday. So yeah, I think pretty much it'll start off with the same starting 11 as West Ham. I'm sure there'll be changes. During the course of the match. The big question, of course, on everyone's lips is who plays instead of Son. So lots and lots of people calling out for Mikey Moore to come in after his impressive performance. But is that the right thing? Is Ange looking at it from that perspective? I think he may well play at some point, but I'm not sure that he starts the game. Wilson Odobert is coming back from injury, so could he actually come into this game starting? Again, maybe it's a bit too soon. He didn't get too many minutes against AZ, but it's a possibility. He has a little bit more Premier League experience, a bit more footballing experience maybe than Mikey Moore. I can also really see Ange sticking with Werner. He knows that he's struggling. He said it himself that he's clearly lacking confidence. But how many games can you give him to play himself into confidence? At some point, the player's got to look at himself and say, what am I going to do about this? Because, against Brighton, I thought he started off brightly, and against AZ, I thought he started off brightly. I mean, his cross into Mikey Moore was excellent, and if Mikey Moore had put his head on that, wow, what an assist that would have been. And of course, then getting played in by Bergvall one-on-one with a keeper, you know, really, he could have, if he'd have buried that again, you know, an assist like that and a goal like that, even against AZ, who to be fair to them were no mugs on the night, played pretty well. Puku played particularly well. Parrott had a decent game. There's some, you know, some good players in there. Luckily for us, Van Bommel was injured, because I think he's been a mainstay for them. So listen, if he could have just got those opportunities, then maybe that makes a big difference to him. So that's maybe playing on Ange's mind. Does he give him another opportunity against a team who are struggling with confidence themselves, and then maybe mix it up with Mikey Moore or Odebear sort of a bit later in the game? It wouldn't surprise me, if I'm honest, and I know the fans will be really, really disappointed with it. A lot of fans saying it's not confidence, he's just not good enough. And that may well be the case. I was one of the people that said that I didn't think this was a good signing. I felt like it was one of those things. I'm not saying that Ange didn't want him or wasn't okay with him coming in, but it felt like a club type signing whereby the deal was cheap. He filled the position that we were short on, and it kind of made sense given that he kind of was injured at the end of the season, so probably needed a little bit more time to have a look at him to see how he progresses. Personally, I think, you know, January can't come soon enough for him to kind of move on somewhere where he may be able to resurrect his career, whether that be back in Germany or maybe Italy or somewhere like that. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know, but yeah, for me, I'm just not a massive fan. I think decent enough guy, obviously, and I don't think he hides. He tries to get involved, but it looks like his touch is letting him down, his passing is letting him down, and everything. It's not working for him, and sometimes that happens. So that'll be the big call, really, I guess, for Ange. Is he going to go with Werner? Is he going to go with Odebear? Is he going to go, you know, all out with Mikey Moore? I personally think it's probably a little bit too soon. He may even go with Richarlison to give Richarlison some minutes, but you know, Richarlison and Solanke together, two strikers on the pitch. You know, it's another shout. But then this is why the managers make these decisions. This is why they're there to look at these guys in training, to look at these formations, to look at the opposition, and to decide, you know, what's the best for the team. And I'm hoping that Ange makes that right decision. It's my youngest grandson's christening this weekend, so unfortunately I won't be at the game. And I think the christening is just before kick-off, so I may struggle to even see all of the game. But I'll be obviously watching the highlights, watching it back, and I'll come back with my thoughts after the game, just for those of you that are interested. But listen. I'm going with a 2-0 win. I'll stick with that and hope that it comes good, but we'll see at full time. So anyway, I'll leave it there and keep the faith, guys. Up the Spurs.